Hey, welcome back, you. I'm stealing Jenny's job.
I thought you were just trying to mimic then. I thought you were just taking
I'm doing
the
the
piss.
bit. We started. Don't swear.
Oh God,
hello.
I'm doing it as well. Hi.
How we doing?
I love that whenever you introduce a video, Matt, you start off so strong and then you're like,
It's too much pressure.
Backing me up, but I'm suddenly on the spot, and I think I did it to myself. Who have we got with us today? We've got Jazz, we've got Matt, we've got Beth, we've got Jenny, we've got Alex.
Do you want to let Jenny actually do the intro bit?
It's fine, I don't exist.
Hi, we're here too.
Well, I didn't mention you, Amy, because someone interrupted.
Yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Kadar FM. This episode, as all of our episodes are, is sponsored by our very generous patrons. People like Zach Tootle, Lord of the Cries, Goldstone Wolf, Aiden Seats, Justine G. Thanks very much for your support. We wouldn't be able to do these without you.
all of you back at it with the amazing names. I love it.
Phenomenal.
Did I hear Lord of the what?
Lord of the Cries.
Oh. Okay.
As you might be able to tell, everyone is here again. This is another chaos zone. Although we're not as highly caffeinated as we have been, so, mild chaos. Man, imagine if we were all highly caffeinated.
Yeah,
that
what
would
a
be...
We just spent like 10 minutes looking at cats for adoption on the RSPCA, and now I'm committed to being a cat mum, so...
You've already got a
are
cat.
already
I
a
want
cat
more.
mom. How is
It's an
Boo not
addiction.
enough for you?
She's so much cat.
She is such a cat. The
Boo is
most
literally
cat.
like 2.5 cats into one.
Sometimes I forget that we've all got this collective vision for Amy's future where she's living in a log cabin in a forest somewhere,
beautiful.
just with like a million cats.
I've got no room for boyfriends because I've got 1,000 cats.
And they all love me.
Cats, houseplants, and crystals.
And we visit her
Period.
during Christmas.
And many, many dead moths.
I was going to
Oh
say
my
we
God.
visit her with offerings.
My fireplace is just full of dead moths.
She throws snowballs of dust at us as we try and get into the house. She's like, go away, you haven't hung up the washing yet.
Get off my property.
Amy's house is going to be like one of those, you're like in an open world video game where you like stumble across something weird. That's like Amy's house.
You know what her washing consists of? Cats she's just washed.
And you assume, you go in there and you're like, there's got to be some sort of side quest in here. But no, it's just like, it's just
No.
really
Just an
weird.
encounter.
You just come across it and you're like, I shouldn't have knowledge of this place.
You have strayed too far, traveller. Look at this cat.
Me and Jazz made this scenario up about me not like it was like ages ago, and we were saying how like I get like food delivery, but then I would scream leave it at the threshold because I don't want human.
You must come no further.
I'll release the cat.
Lest you smell the pungent odour.
This vision of Amy's future, Amy's just a witch. With all the cats alone in a woods.
They're all
Alex,
black
I
cats.
expect a Worthikids style animation of that voice by Friday. Thank you very much. On my desk. Thank you.
It's Thursday.
Yes, well, you have a whole week.
Wait, no, it's Friday today.
It's Friday.
Yes.
He's a very
got a
demanding
whole
man.
It's a week. You can get it done.
Next Friday, how generous of you.
Yes.
Amazing.
I'm
Thank you for your benevolence, Matthew.
You're very welcome.
So
Young
kind.
boy.
We're going in a direction right now. I feel like somebody needs to take the reins.
Have another skittle, boy.
What the
No, I think you can have it. Just carry on as you are.
Quickly, before it shakes out of my hand and onto the floor. 5-second rule.
A penny for you, my boy. Oh, that's right. Sorry, just on the penny train at the moment. Pennies!
Use the force to mend my broken body.
Vader, is this a bit you're doing?
If you couldn't tell, we recorded this immediately after the last one. There's a lot of similar themes.
I feel like their theme of Matt being a crumbly old wizard is consistent.
Yeah.
It's a constant.
So I'm going to be a crumbly old witch, and Matt's going to be a crumbly old wizard.
Yeah.
We'll be neighbours.
Matching textures.
Ew.
Oh.
But I feel like we'd be neighbours, but we'd also hate each other.
Yeah,
Oh,
by
yeah.
neighbours you mean that you both have
Like-
one hut in a county. You mean?
Yes.
When
Yeah.
good
Like distant
neighbours
Like that pesky old wizard.
become bad friends.
They are technically the closest buildings to each other, but you can't
Yeah.
see them. Like,
And we both live in Australia. In the only forest that exists. Is there a forest in Australia, or is it all just
Probably a
acrid desert?
couple.
My image of Matt as a wizard, like a crumbly old wizard, swings between sort of like the kind of stuff that you get in Dishonored, where it's sort of like Industrial Revolution but with magic, and then to Merlin from Disney's Sword in the Stone
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
with the
With
pointy
like
hat.
colourful shorts.
Yeah,
I really want to cosplay him when he comes back from the Bermuda Triangle.
But his robe is just a little bit too short, so when he
Yeah.
like waves his arms around a bit too high, you're like, oh no.
Okay,
Like, oh,
that's a
there's
winky
fun.
sausage.
some cheap
This wizard's wearing harem pants.
I can actually confirm, by the way, that Australia does have forests. It has over 147 million acres of native
Wow.
forest.
Wow.
So plenty of space for your huts.
And Amy and I chose to live in the same little area.
It's mostly northern Australia, and there's like a little bit to the east as well, by the looks of things. But yeah, Australia has forests.
Ooh.
It's in all the temperate bits where the people are.
the middle of nowhere in Australia, in a forest, sounds like the worst place to be because of the spiders. Think of
Oh,
the
God, the
spiders.
Not just the spiders. There are loads of deadly
wildlife.
things.
Don't forget about the people.
I was actually just thinking about the death by exposure that being anywhere on your own in Australia means. Hey, what's up, Australians? How are you doing?
G'day.
We're
G'day.
scared
I
of your
hope
country.
you're still alive.
I was due to go on holiday to Australia, probably back in like late 2000, and my sister at the time was like maybe 9. And the reason we didn't go to Australia is because my sister was like, I don't want to go. A spider's going to come up the toilet and bite my bum. And I was like, please, we were going to have a layover in Tokyo. It would have been really cool. But no, my sister was like, nah, spiders are going to bite my bum. And I'm
Oh,
like, I get
God.
it. But
The thing is, my grandparents have been to Australia. They go to Australia a lot. Also, rich people. They go for like 3-month-long holidays.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Blimey.
The dream.
But like, you do have to check under the toilet seat before you sit down in like.
I mean, I know.
public
I'm not
spaces.
saying. I'm not
I
saying it's not
don't.
true. I'm just
Big
saying
no.
it shouldn't stop you from going on holiday.
Yeah,
I'm sure that your sister would absolutely love to know that you've told a bunch of people on the internet this story about her as a child.
Hey, look, she's a lot better now.
How old is she now?
She's 21.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Still scared
So
of butt
young.
spiders?
I mean,
Ooh.
any sensible person should be.
True.
I had to get Jenny to get a spider out of my room the other week. That was probably like 3
I'm
months
glad
ago
the
now.
word was rum.
Yeah.
That was a jump.
I just said I had to get Jenny to get a spider out of my room a few months
Forbidden
ago now,
forest.
and I like almost cried.
I was going to say, Amy, you said the other week, but it definitely wasn't. It could have been last year, to be honest. Okay.
But I just remember standing on my bed and you walked out of the bathroom after brushing your teeth, and I just looked at you helplessly while holding a jar up at this spider, and I was like, Jenny, I can't do it.
Yeah, Jenny, do it for me.
You're just showing the spider the jar, and the spider's like, yeah, it's a nice jar, dude.
It's because as soon as they move, I just cringe
You just
so
throw
hard.
the jar at them and run.
I do. I'm like, "Ah!"
We've
it.
talked about on the podcast before. We've talked about your incident with was it a cap or a bottle of Lucozade?
It was a bottle.
Oh, God.
And
It
a
was,
spider.
It
It
was
was
a
a bottle.
Lucozade bottle, and I thought I could fit the spider because it wasn't a massive spider. I tried to get the spider with the bottle, but I was wrong, and the
the
spider
lid.
protested by like jumping at my face.
Oh my god.
That's a real
No.
peak of hubris, you know? It's like, I can confidently get this thing and it's tiny, precise. And then immediately getting punished for it.
This thing with 8 legs.
Oh man.
My first assumption was that Amy was trying to catch it with the lid of the Lucozade bottle, which I fully
That's
imagined
bold.
Amy just stood there looking like hand in hand with like a lid and then the bottle itself and being like,
You know what I should have done? I should have like squeezed the
What
bottle
one?
and then like inflated it again, and then the spider would have got sucked in.
Ooh.
Hindsight
That's
is
some
2020.
science.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have worked, but
Oh man, spiders now.
are you not good with? Well, I mean, evidently you're not good with spiders.
No, I'm all right with small spiders. I don't like big ones.
Yeah, same.
Big ones
They don't
like
look great,
As
love
long
me.
as like either there are two kinds of big spiders. There's the long leggy boys, and then there's the fat
Oh,
fucks
yeah,
who have like the
the
massive chunky
chonks.
bodies.
The chonky boys.
And it's like, you gotta get out of here. Both of you
the
are too
spiders are,
intimidating.
that are like, smack my ass like a drum.
Big no. No,
What?
thank you.
Spiders can have fat asses.
Have you seen that fucking TikTok where it's like you're looking in a hole or something, and then the spider jumps out towards the screen?
Oh,
Like
there are so many of
Oh, I
them.
hate that.
There are so many of them.
I hate them. Blah, blah, blah. There was like a period in my life where I kept waking up in the middle of the night, like sort of panicked because I felt something crawl on me. There was nothing there. My brain was just like,
You mean your spidey sense was
Yes.
tingling?
but like I'd just wake up and I'd be like, but I'd still be unconscious while getting up. And I
I
turned.
think you did that when I was sleeping around at yours once, and I was in the bed, and you were just like and like smacked.
No, I got up and I smacked the light on, and then I like pulled the blanket off, and you're like, "What's going on?" I was like, "There's a spider!"
Oh my God, I think that's
Oh
like
my god, this
something that's
cat!
happened. What is?
So I posted a picture of a cat into the chat. The cat is, for our viewers, the cat is holding on to some curtains with its feet, and it is hanging upside down, looking off of the thing. And I was just looking at that picture, thinking that if Boo did that, she would rip the curtains down with her
Oh,
big
yeah.
old butt.
She would collapse the outer walls.
Oh, no.
She's a chunky lady.
She's on a diet and it's not doing anything though, is it?
No,
No.
she's getting
She
fatter.
Didn't she gain weight
Oh
my
on her
God.
diet?
We play with her more. You take her out for walks. You feed her less, and she's like, "What's up, bitch? I put on weight."
So like,
Wow.
I took her.
Thick.
I took when she moved in with me. I took her to the vet because like she had a bit of a sore leg and she had to go for a checkup anyway. So I took her to the vet, and he was like, "Oh, she's a little bit overweight. She needs to lose weight because she's old." And I was like, "Fair enough, we'll do that." And I like put her on this diet. She's on strictly weighed food. All of this, that, the other. Goes out for walks, and then I take her back. I think it was a week later. She put on 1 kilogram in a week.
Do you think she might be
Ow.
That's- she
pregnant?
put on 20
Can't be
grams.
pregnant.
Pregnant.
She can't be pregnant.
She's an old lat, your
Pregnant.
grandmother you're talking about.
Pregnant. Well, she doesn't actually have a womb, so
Oh, that would do it.
Yeah.
she's just really fat.
Yeah. Also, Amy, I think you missed what Jenny said. There was like she put on 20 grams, but she's a kilogram overweight. She didn't put a kilogram on over a
Oh
week.
yeah, no, that is true.
That
yeah.
that is impressive to put a kilogram weight on.
But she, so like Jenny holds up this block of cheese and she's like, "This is a kilogram of cheese. This is how much Boo is overweight." And I was like, "Wow, that's like 5 kittens."
It's
you
all
sure she's
hair.
not
She's just
pregnant?
a fuzzy lady.
I mean, she is fuzzy, but she is also fat, and I'm
Yeah.
saying that as a fat person. Like, our cat is fat.
Tiny head, big booty.
I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a skill to me. Boo, I'm impressed.
I feel like she's doing it in
What,
protest.
+1 diet resistance.
Yeah.
It's like a really weird
She's
buff.
fucking
in a
good at
video
it.
game.
Don't take that shit away from her, okay? She's great at it.
Whenever she like jumps off the chair, it's like a thud. It's like you're dropping a cannonball.
Yeah, it's
It
a
is,
very
yeah.
heavy noise.
I'm not sure if that's about her weight though, or if it's about the fact that she's got absolutely zero dexterity.
That is a factor.
And even less fucks.
Right, like she might be weighty, but also I've never heard a cat land from such a short distance so loudly
Oh,
before.
man.
So my bed is now next to my window, and on my windowsill I've got like nice like bottles and shit, and I got my crystals on the windowsill, and I like will be fast asleep, and then all of a sudden I hear this fucking crashing noise, and it's Boo Godzillaing my entire windowsill, and I'm like, I left a gap for you to sit, so you didn't have to do this.
The thing about her sitting on the windowsills though is that they're like really smooth and they've been painted with gloss, right? So they're super slippery, and you put her on it because she wants to, be nosy and look outside, and then she's like she like slides all over
Like
it.
the
I'm
fucking Scooby-Doo bongo sound effect.
She's also yeeted multiple of my crystals out of the window to never be seen again.
Yeah, that's my favourite thing about it, is how much we hate our neighbours, that when stuff goes downstairs, that's it, you're never getting it back.
I was just like, Boo, those were given to me. Like,
And now they've been taken away.
She's like, I don't like the energy this one is radiating, not for me.
like this is my windowsill, bitch. And I'm
What's
like,
that thing you say, Jenny, sometimes?
The Lord Yeeteth and the Lord Yoinketh Away.
That's the one.
Or another thing that Boo likes to do, I'll reset up my crystals, make them look all nice again, and then she'll sit in the empty spot, but then still Godzilla the crystals with her tail.
Yeah.
A powerful swoosh.
She's smart.
She really just does not give a crap, does she?
She doesn't give a single shit. You
Doesn't
know,
give a
those,
single damn about anyone or
You know-
anything.
Well, I mean, she does give quite a few shits.
you know those videos where the cats are like daintily treading over like the bits of makeup that are standing up on end, and I'm like, Boo doesn't do that. Boo doesn't give a single shit.
Boo fucking bulldozes anything in her
Yeah.
path.
Bulldozes is a very good word, Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, man. She Boo-dozes.
Boo-dozes.
Did you guys want to take some questions from our very
Oh,
lovely
yeah.
audience?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while since
Yeah.
we've done that.
Yeah, back to form.
So Shell and Collie on our Discord server, which you can join by following the link in the description to this video. Shell and Collie asks, does anybody play any instruments?
Yeah.
I do.
No.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
I
As
do.
of this year, and Olie does. A lot of
Well,
them.
he's a musician by trade.
I
It's
do.
literally his job.
Yeah, I do that for a job.
Before we get on to Oliver, who is actually the only professional musician here,
The resident sound man.
I play 3 chords on a mandolin. Jazz, you're a ukulele person, right?
Yeah, and a bit of guitar too.
And Alex is a guitar person now.
I'm a guitar weeb. I only learned anime soundtracks.
I learned a quarter of a song on a ukulele, and then I gave the ukulele away because I lost my patience and gave up.
Nice.
I played a little bit of drums.
I learnt the clarinet when I was a child. That was, as you all have
Wow.
to, right? They force you to learn some
I
sort
did
of...
not know this fact about you, Beth.
Not clarinet. Recorder, usually, like the
Oh my
the
God,
shitty
recorders.
Poundland edition of a clarinet.
My mum brought me a glittery recorder one time, and she regretted it.
Wow.
I'll be like, toot!
So Oliver, you
Yes.
play the trumpet.
I
You
do.
play a little bit of trombone. You play the flugelhorn, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Frugal.
The wattle horn?
The frugal horn.
That sounds like something out of Dr. Seuss.
the flugelhorn. I mean, you can basically sort of condense trumpet playing down into trumpet, cornet, flugel, because they are almost all the same instrument, right? Trumpet is what you all know what a trumpet looks like. Cornet is like a smaller version of a trumpet, and then a flugelhorn is like
It's like the whimsical version.
cornet, but sort of like expanded outwards a little bit. So like it's got less tubing on it, but it's quite big, but it has a much warmer, mellow sound than the trumpet or cornet. But they have pretty much the same range. I play a little bit of trombone. I'm still teaching myself the trombone, mainly because it has a slide on it rather than valves, and that just sort of blows my mind a little bit. And then I can strum some chords on a guitar. I know my basic chords on guitar. I can terribly muddle my way through piano. I got to grade 4 on piano.
Wow, that's much higher than I
Wow.
thought you were going to say.
What order do the grades go in?
It's 1 through 8.
Ooh.
So,
so
Halfway.
basically
You
got
got-
halfway.
shit.
That's like a C. That's like a solid C.
so the thing is, I was preparing for my grade 5, and I was like, nah, mate.
I'm good.
I'm done.
I can't be bothered. And because I haven't played regularly since then, my skills have dropped to the floor, unfortunately.
Oh, dear.
But I mean, all the stuff that I compose for High Hopes, I do play in via a MIDI keyboard, so I still do have, the dexterity in my fingers to play enough to sort of do composing and stuff like that.
So cool.
That's awesome.
Cool, yeah.
In
Yeah.
all of Ollie's musical talents, my absolute favourite thing is the times that he just toots loudly to scare the shit out of Amy.
You only done that once.
I have only done that one.
Oh man, I was so
y'all
angry
know
at you.
that bit in Asda movie, that very good joke, "You'll never take me alive, copper."
Yeah, that's me.
Stefan, we should just re-edit it to like you tooting the fucking trumpet at me and being like, "What?"
Amy just throwing everything that she was holding just into the void. She's just holding Boo and
Have you seen those videos where people, it's similar vein, like just making a loud noise to prank them, but specifically they'll hide like a wireless speaker somewhere and then it just plays that like hello really loudly. Not expecting it.
Yes, please.
like-
That's what we want to do.
Don't.
I don't know if you've seen that the new Apple HomePod thing that you can get. It's like got Siri in it, so you can put them all around your house, and you can say into one, "Hey, say this to this one," and it'll play your voice message out loud. Which like they demonstrated that as like, the dad stood by the door saying, "Okay, everybody, we're ready to go. You've got 5 minutes to get ready," and then it playing in all of the kids' rooms, for example. But like my dad would absolutely not use it for anything sensible like that.
Yeah, no. Who would?
Absolutely not.
Who would? Yeah.
Only
right,
crimes.
What's the point?
My dad's got Sonos speakers in like a bunch of the rooms in his house, and you can control them from your phone. And one of them's in the bathroom because he listens to music in the shower, which means that sometimes when someone's in the shower, you just like put on the, like the opening song to The Lion King, and just like full whack.
I am one with nature.
And you just sit outside the door and you just wait for them to shit themselves. It's
They've been in the right place for it in the bathroom.
yeah, it's fine.
Beginning of Modern Family, I think it's the very first episode where the couple come in with their baby in a bundle, and the Circle of Life's playing, and it's really loud, and one of them goes, "Turn it down," and the other one goes, "I can't, it's just who I am."
God, I feel like if we got the what are they called, the Apple,
The HomePods. Yeah,
The
HomePod
HomePods.
minis. Yeah.
I would like have one in my room and I put one in your room, and then I would just be like, "Guys,
Excuse
can you
me.
close my door for me? I'm really comfy in bed and I don't want to get up."
You have a cat. Make your cat do it.
I'd be like, "Boo, open my door again. Can one of you shut it for me?"
Would you like another question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chio asks what your favourite bread is.
Tiger bread.
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good
Tiger
question.
bread.
Multi-seed farmhouse bread.
Tiger bread.
Oh, tiger
I
bread is
think I
good.
agree. It's got to be tiger bread.
Oh, I love bagels. Oh,
Or just like a French stick that's like still warm, like warm
Oh,
bread.
yeah.
Any
Or
bread that's warm.
a tiger
in fact.
baguette.
Like,
Oh, a tiger
Oh.
baguette, Jazz. That sounds cool.
Tiger baguette. You slice it into little chunks and then you just butter them.
I love
and,
bread.
it's just bread and butter. It's so
Sorry,
good.
I just want to. I'm gonna shout out one of my friends. I won't name him just in case, but I said that I really liked tiger bread to him, and he's like, "Ugh." I'm like, "Why?
What?
What's wrong with tiger bread?" He's like, "It's just burnt bread, mate." And I'm like, "What?"
What?
This
What?
is a fundamental
That is an
misunderstanding of
insult.
what
what
tiger
bread has he been
is.
eating?
I'm like,
Yeah.
tiger bread is literally amazing. I don't
Phenomenal.
understand.
I
The crust
remember
is
back when we went round Amy's old place, we would just get like inordinate amounts of bread.
Oh my God, we would like
Yeah,
feast.
and cheese and
Yeah,
deli.
and one of them was like the kind that had
Mm.
fruit in it. It had like cranberries in it, and it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
best.
Fruit bread. It was
so
like fruit
good.
and pistachio.
Yeah, man,
Mm,
those
that was
times
good.
that would be like, okay, everybody, what are we having for lunch? How about we get a selection of breads, meats, and cheeses?
And we'd all go absolutely
Yes.
batshit.
But the thing is, we would all buy enough bread, meat, and cheese for like 6 people. So there was, 36 servings of bread, meat, and cheese on the table.
and there's like a rotisserie
So
chicken in
good.
the middle.
yeah.
Mm.
and we would just eat it all weekend.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
Man,
good times.
It was
so
a good
filling.
time. Mm.
Tiger bread is
Top.
has other names. It's called Dutch Crunch or giraffe bread.
Oh, giraffe
Yeah.
bread, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Dutch
It's
crunch.
also called bread, but like nya.
Alex.
Jenny.
On a vaguely similar but not similar note at all, our manager. So we're on morning shifts this week. The devil shift, wake up at 7 a.m. shift. Our manager brought everyone pastries this morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Because
Yeah, that's
the
great.
manager on our shift is also like the buyer. So like she also like bought us a bunch of like breakfast bars this week.
Aw.
And so she
Nice.
brought us all pastries because it was Friday. I mean, I couldn't eat them because they all got dairy in them, but that's beyond the point.
Yeah.
The thought that
Very
counts.
nice.
She's very good though, because as far as I'm aware, I'm the only like can't eat dairy in the building, and she will always, every time she buys something, will always make sure that there is something I can eat. Like she'll go out of her way to buy something
Aw.
vegan.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
You're working at home, you don't get that same kind of treatment.
No.
Like, no one goes to the shop
Yeah.
in the morning to be like, I brought some pastries.
But you don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. So
Yeah, there
No,
is
I
that.
don't.
well, you don't have to start work at 7.
We go shopping once a week, and every time I walk outside, I'm like, oh yes, clean air.
That pastry thing, Beth, it reminds me, and it sort of makes me think like maybe this would be another thing to talk about, like either today or like another time. I don't know what we're doing, but like at my old job, they used to do similar every now and then. Like the boss would bring in like Krispy Kreme for everybody,
Oh,
which was really
Wow.
nice. But it just makes me
Phenomenal.
think like, because that wasn't a normal job by a lot of standards. So I was just wondering, like, did you guys like have any weird jobs just generally?
Does looking at people's feet and telling them they need arch support
I'm sorry.
considered a weird
I'm
job?
sorry.
That's a very, very weird way of saying that you worked in a shoe shop.
Oh, I did. But like, I also had to fit people for arch supports, and I had to tell them about plantar fasciitis, and
It was like somewhere between a shoe shop and a foot doctor's.
Huh.
yeah.
I'm not going to say the name.
Yes, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. But I had to tell people that they needed things for their feet. And I had to run up
Lovely.
and down a whole load of flights of stairs because
I remember
you know,
you got
Oh,
me an
no.
interview for that place because I was desperately looking for a job, and then I finished the interview and I was like, we need to leave. I was like, I don't want to be here.
cannot deal with other people's feet.
Because
Yes.
like, no, it's not the feet, it's the type of like customer interaction, because even though it's very like not that many customers, they're all middle to upper class people.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have the patience for
Oh,
normal
no.
people, Oliver.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the
Yeah.
fucking hot.
Upper
It's
class
fucking-
boomers.
The
Yeah.
customers would die.
Yeah, I mean that was the worst part of the job. I mean, so it's not necessarily like weird, just awkward.
fair.
Working with
I mean, you
rich
definitely
people.
made it sound weird in your first.
yeah, I mean, well, the way I
introduction of it.
described it, yeah, I mean, you know, like,
Isn't it? That's like explaining something but wrong answers only.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Weirdly, I enjoyed the job that me and Jenny both, our last job that we had. I only enjoyed
Oh,
it
the
because I
office
didn't have to
thing.
speak to anyone for the whole day.
What, cutting stoma bags?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not too bad, that bit.
Yeah, I guess that is actually like not a normal job, isn't it? Really, but it's actually a job that you could both kind of just sort of go Brennan neutral and just do.
Yeah, it was boring as hell, but
Yeah.
like it was just the easiest job, and it was really well paid.
And you didn't have to speak to the general public, and that's
Y-
always
yeah.
a bonus.
A big winner. Yeah.
Only
big,
problem, it was a
big
full-time
winner.
job, and we just couldn't do it.
It's like
Yeah.
the polar opposite of my last job. You get like, yeah, staying in one place and not talking to people. That is the dream.
Alex, I don't know how you did your last job. That was
Yeah.
Nope.
For context, it was hosting kids and adults' birthday parties and events at a laser tag center. For anybody who maybe hasn't heard, I don't know if we
It
talked.
sounds
about
like
it
a dream job, right? Working
Dream
at
is-
laser tag.
But like the amount of enthusiasm you'd have to like muster
Yeah, I
up.
guess there's a lot of
Yeah.
energy
Every-
involved.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like the third party of like just 8-year-olds kicking you in the shins.
Uh-huh.
I would kick them back. I would.
like when I worked in the cinema towards like the last sort of 3 months of the job that I was there, I just refused to go on tills. Like they would beg me. They would literally beg me. I'd be like, nope, and then I'd just walk away. Like I just couldn't
Wow.
do it because like, oh bless you, Alex.
Thanks.
I think the last time I went on till, I got like
A slap.
Oh.
he might as well have, but like he was late to his movie. It was no one's fault other than his own, but he was complaining about the queues being too long. I was like, what do you want me to do, mate? I was like, I've given you the options, but you're not letting me, you're just not taking them.
Wow.
And he was like,
There's always one like that. Just any
Yeah.
customer service job, you're gonna get that,
Yeah.
and it's just so rough. It's so rough.
Why are people such assholes?
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
That's
Correct.
anybody who's worked customer service in any capacity, like whether you work in co-op, whether you work in laser tag centers,
we're
cinema,
sorry.
anything with people. Ugh. Some people are fantastic
I was
though.
gonna say, I've always found that the people that you work with in those places tend to be really cool because like
So
you're
cool.
all
Agreed.
like
Yeah.
in the same like
the coolest.
like this job is kind of
Yeah.
crap and we all hate the general public, but we will fight together.
Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
like solidarity kind of thing, right? Like
Yeah.
we're all in this
Absolutely.
absolutely together,
Yeah.
and we got to stick by each other's sides. Otherwise, we're never going to get through the shift.
Like when I worked at the cinema, like that has got to be one of the best jobs I had because of the people I worked with. Like,
Yeah.
although like sometimes I'd be like just turn up and I'm like, I just don't want to be here. Like after the first half hour, I'd be having a really good time, like because everyone I worked with was
Yeah.
just great. So that's what made the job bearable, and that's why I stayed there so long.
I played Monopoly. At my job, like my co-worker who I'm still really good friends with now, he bought in like even at that time, right? This is what, like 2013 to like 2016 or whatever. Like he bought in one of these really old iPod Touches, and on the iPod Touch he had like a really old version of Monopoly, and what we would do is we would put it behind the till and we would play Monopoly against the computers, right? And it was just
Amazing.
it was such a good time, man, because like anyone
That's great.
anytime someone would walk in, you'd be like, oh, and you sort of like shuffle this iPod away, and you'd be like, hello madam, welcome, how are you?
Oh my god, I just like uncovered a memory that I had from the cinema. It's a real good one, guys. Like,
Oh yeah.
Uncork it.
so like obviously at the end of each movie you got the credits, and then if the room is empty, so like you go in and check and you wait for everyone to come out, but if the credits are still going but the room is empty, you can go in and start cleaning. And I went into this room and I closed it all off because I thought it was empty, and I'm like dancing around screaming and wailing to the fucking credit music. I get to the front row and there's two people sitting at the front. I was like, oh my god.
It's like a nightmare.
Because like you turn the lights on as well so you can see what you're doing, and these two people said nothing, and I was like, oh hi guys, I didn't know you were here.
I can
Oh
fully
my
envisage
God.
that as well.
I think I did that once in the picture framers as well.
They didn't even like say well done or
No, I just got to the front and they were laughing, and I was like, oh my god, you heard everything. But like, I kid you not, I was like going like in the aisles and everything.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And I was like, I'm so sorry guys, I didn't know you were here. My fault for not checking right down to the front.
But also, why were you just sitting there? What were you doing?
They were just sitting there
Oh, you
listening to
lurk
it.
in here.
It's so funny. I like walk out of the fucking theatre room and I'm like, guys.
Was it where you worked that they forced someone into that Pikachu costume? Or
Yeah.
was that? And then
Oh,
you sent us a
yeah.
whole bunch of pictures because the Pikachu costume was really like small, right? So like it was like shoes with a body. So the person inside it had to crouch down. But you sent us loads
Yeah,
of pictures
so-
of like the guy like he just like stood up and then ran with like really long
He put on
legs.
he put on the Pikachu outfit, and he's probably like 6'6", I think, and he like puts it on, he's like crouched inside it, and then he stands up and he just keeps going. It's so
Leggy
funny.
boy.
I do
Oh,
remember that once you added one of your co-workers to our Discord server and then to our Minecraft server back in the days when
God.
we were all like
Oh,
super
yeah.
into Minecraft. And then he and I never met each other. First time I've ever talked to him, we just sat in boats on the lake outside your house in Minecraft, spinning around in circles, just insulting you for about 3.5 hours.
Bonding.
yeah,
Ugh.
just instantly.
Poor lad.
Man.
Poor lad. No, cinema was a great job. I really enjoyed it, even when I did stupid shit like sing in the screen room while
It's often
people were
the
still there.
stupid jobs that are the most enjoyable.
We'd also have to do like monthly like fire checks, and one time it was
God,
Easter.
the fire training. Oh my god. Like, is
Sorry,
it
quick
okay if I
story.
interrupt you, or do you what we
No,
say?
go for it. I was just
So,
saying we
like-
did an Easter egg hunt and it got very violent. But anyway.
Oh. to be fair, knowing how competitive you can get, Amy, I can only dread what you're.
I can fully believe that.
But like the fire training at our at my laser tag job, our like the management changed hands once like while I was working there, but my first boss was so unique. He at the end of one meeting, I don't even know what it was, he brought out like a karaoke machine and he was like, I can't believe you're making me do this, and he just started singing and we were like, what is happening? But like the fire training,
No one is making you do this.
we would have to do it really regularly, and part of the slideshow was like, this is what we don't want to happen, and it was a picture of a person in a wheelchair on fire from like CSI or something, and we were like, why is this part of the
Oh my
slideshow?
No.
I mean, that's not what you want to happen.
Yeah, we were
no.
like, I mean, you're right, but then it always reached the point, because like I was there for like 5 years working at this place, and we would have this so regularly that we were like, we know this is part of it now, but we would have new people in, like new trainees in all the time, and we would get to that part of the slideshow and we would just sort of wait for it to happen, and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like in the back of the room.
They look around like Harry does when they're sorting the kids into houses.
Yeah.
And Dumbledore's like, don't go to whatever floor, and if you want to die a horrible death, they're just like, the fuck, what?
Like,
What kind of fucking place is this? Where are people getting set on fire whilst they're in wheelchairs?
Yeah.
Man, like, I remember, Jenny, you worked at a job, like, thankfully it wasn't like in front of customers, but do you remember you went in one morning and they were like, so to boost morale,
Oh my god.
you want to tell it?
Yeah, my first, it was actually in front of customers. At least I think this is the story that you're telling. My first ever retail job, right? We had like the company intranet, like I'm sure lots of places do.
Oh yeah.
And you had to get it through the till, and the keyboard had like, 6 keys. It was made in the 90s. Yeah, everything was bad about this job. And you have to log on to the company intranet and do the new training that they've just released, which is basically like you watch a slideshow. And then,
yeah.
You have to click on some things.
Yeah. This training was about teamwork and like boosting morale in the workplace, and it was a shit job, and everybody who worked it really hated it. And I was like, you can just kind of think, right, logging on to be like, oh yeah, sure, okay. And it was so much worse than I was expecting, because they were like, geese fly in formation, okay? They fly in the V shape to save each other, right? They work on each other's slipstream, basically, to the whole group then doesn't have to put in as much effort, right? And the morale of this training was like, help your fellow colleagues, because then it'll be easier for you. But they were like, when you come in the morning, you should honk to your colleagues.
Honk?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honk?
Honk.
What do you mean
Like
honk?
geese.
Roll up to the office like, wah.
Yeah. Right?
To be honest, I'd probably do it. Like,
You kind of do.
Yeah.
Turn up with a tiny trumpet and just toot at people.
The store was like on two floors, right? Like it is sloped upwards, and then there was a short set of steps, so like 3 or 4 steps, and then like a second floor, like a mezzanine. I was going to say masonette. And my manager was on the top till, which is on the mezzanine, and I was on the bottom till, and I just looked up at her from across the store, and she was like, "Oh, you're at the honking bit."
I hate whenever a company tries to instate an in-joke or be funny or think they're being funny,
Yeah,
that is
it's
so
such a
bad.
cringy
You can't
thing.
pay me enough. It's as simple as that. You just cannot pay me
so
enough.
bad. Like and just, you know, it was minimum wage. You got no help with your uniform. You had to buy it. And like our store, for example, was like all of like the plastic fixtures were maybe 20 years old, so they were all yellowing in a V shape from the cabinet lights. Like,
oh my god,
the carpet was coming up at the walls, and I was like, you could not have forgotten any more about this store. And you want me to honk at my colleagues. Like, the magic saving grace is the honking.
To be honest, I would do it.
Would you though?
I would.
Would you?
Would you doubt that Amy would? Of course she would.
You would do it to the point to annoy aggressively and so much.
If a company that didn't pay you enough, you would still do it.
I'd still be weird as hell, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like do it in a really aggressive sort of like honk bitch kind of way.
Continuously until they were so annoyed that they asked you to stop.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. They'll pay you to not do it.
We've actually had to change the rule on honking.
Were you saying something about like an interview, Matt?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was just about, I went to an interview in Iceland, and honest to God, I stepped into the back room and I could have stepped back like 10, 20 years. Like all the cabinets were yellow, made of like peeling fucking laminated wood.
So many places are like that out the back. So
you
many
just like
break
go into the
rooms
staff
are-
area and it's just like hell.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
strange.
We should probably clarify, by the way, because I think a lot of Americans don't realize this. Iceland is a supermarket in the UK.
Yes.
Oh,
Matt
yeah, not the
didn't
country,
walk
yeah.
to
Yeah,
Iceland.
not the entire country of Iceland. No.
Also clarify that Matt did not go for that job.
Yes.
What was the Mum shot better with Iceland?
Yeah, Mum's shot better at Iceland or something like that. Yeah.
Dads get fucked.
Because only mums do the food shopping.
Oh, that's why mums shop
Yeah.
in Iceland.
It's only Mum's shop, apparently.
There's a question. Well, it's not really a question. It's more of a statement on the general chat. Jazz, who gave you the right to be made of sunshine?
That's
Full stop. By the way, it's
that's-
rhetorical, I think. So
Give it to herself.
That's actually really, really sweet.
You're really, really sweet.
Oh,
yeah.
That's from Chaos.
Yes, sorry, I didn't mention.
chaos.
Jazz is human sunshine. Like,
Oh, I
Yes,
don't feel
no.
like it sometimes, but when people say things like that, it really like melts my heart, and I want to cry.
But you gotta let us know. You gotta let us in on the secret. Who gave you the right? Huh? Did we say stinking sunshiny?
I don't know.
Come on, who is it?
I can't.
I want to know your secrets,
Jazz,
Jazz.
your confusion noises are the best thing.
I turn into Borris Johnson when I'm confused.
Ooh.
Sorry, Boris.
Amazing.
No, don't apologise to him. He doesn't deserve it.
No.
Boris Johnson's a bitch.
And with that
Say it out, it is,
shocking
Matthew.
revelation, we're going to end the podcast
On
there.
that bombshell.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, we're going to end it there.
That's the title of this podcast episode. Boris Johnson's a bitch.
Not if we want it to be monetized, it won't be.
Boris Johnson is a what?
You're a what? A wizard, Harry.
I'm a what? A bitch, Boris.
You're a wizard, Boris.
Bitchy Boris.
Thank you very much for listening to us hang out and chat. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like more Shrieking Wizard Co content, you can always subscribe to our channel. You can like this video. If you leave us a comment, I don't know.
Honk.
Honk,
Yeah,
oh God.
leave us a honk. A motivational honk.
If you got all the way to the bit where there was honking.
For the bitching Borises and honking geese.
If you want to see more from us, you can follow us on Instagram at the Shrieking Wizard Co and on Twitter at swizardco. You can also follow us on Tumblr, highhopesarolls.tumblr.com. Thanks again to our patrons. And I'll honk you later.
Honk you later.
Bitching Bojo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.